here as well on Instagram. Give me a moment. All right, so we're live on YouTube. We are live on Power Prospecting over on Facebook, and we're live here on IG. All right, guys. So we're going to do some call review. It's been a couple of days since I've done some lives. Got a new selfie stick, kind of testing that out over there. It's on a tripod. It's pretty neat. Here, I'll show you guys. Nothing special. We all have one. I'm not really into the video technology. I'm not a professional videographer. I always start my videos letting you guys know that I do my best to share what I do with you to help you get better and potentially see value in a service for your business. So what I do, recap, if you've never caught me before, I'm Jeremy Marquez with jmarqeting. That's my company. I have We Call You Close, which is a virtual sales service for real estate professionals. And also I have Power Prospecting. Power Prospecting is just my training and my coaching where I'll help you as realtors or your team get better on cold calling and creating leads and setting appointments. I help you get better doing what I do on a daily basis. I don't go outside of my box. I stay right in that box that I've been in for years and had success in. So what I'm going to do here, guys, Power Prospecting is my training program for realtors. It's cold calling. So basically from the very start, setting up your platforms, what technology to use, to scripting, to role play, to call reviews, to we'll do one-on-one trainings every week. And so what I'm going to do right now on this live session is we are going to play a few of my calls that I've recorded over the years. How's it going, Edwin? So we're going to go ahead and play a couple of calls. And what I'm going to do is kind of basically critique the calls. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me turn the fan off. I'm sure you guys can hear that. Right. So we're broadcasting live here from Sacramento, California. That's my hometown. This is where my home office is here with jmarqeting. None of that crap really freaking matters, to be honest. I'm going to start playing some calls, guys, that I've made previously for my clients. So real estate agents hire me as their virtual assistant to make phone calls, specifically cold calling, telemarketing, right? We call homeowners and we're creating appointments. We're calling property owners and we're setting appointments for my clients to go meet face-to-face and then list properties. So on this live video, I'm going to go ahead and play a couple of my calls, and I'm going to do it randomly. I haven't planned this out. I have thousands of calls in my archives. So I'm just going to play one and we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to stop talking on Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and tune into the camera here. Okay. So here's a perfect example, guys. We're going to start with this one. It's a wrong number. So when you're dialing, the data that we get from RedX, from Instagram, from RedX, from Vortex, from RedX, from Vulcan 7, from Mojo, these different platforms, it's not always on the ball. Sometimes it's a tenant's number. Sometimes it's an old number. However, if they answer the phone, they're potentially somebody that we can help, right? So let's find out.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Arthur?
No, this is Sam.
Oh, Sam. Maybe I just have the wrong name. I was trying to reach.
So I always say that. So he told me that it's the wrong name. And so that doesn't mean it's the wrong number. So little stuff like this, it's a mental game, guys. So I just must have the wrong name. And then I roll with it. Watch.
The owner of 17150 Baker Street in Granada Hills.
Oh, gosh. We were the owner 14 years ago.
14 years ago. So he's an old owner.
Okay.
Got it? So right off the bat, we know that he was a past owner. What does that tell us? He's in the market. He's probably an owner. So let's continue. Let's talk to him, right?
Well, is it up for sale?
Okay. Well, it was for sale, and it's off the market now, so I'm trying to reach the owner.
Okay. I wonder if it's the same people that bought the phone house that.
So in situations like this, guys, rather than ending the call, we know that he was an owner before. Why not have a conversation, see what kind of information we can gather about this property, since we're trying to find the owners anyways, right?
Yeah, well, the name I have is in a.
So he asked me if it was for sale.
Archer, Georgian.
One second, guys. I got to open this stream up in another tab. I'm going to go ahead and share the Facebook stream and make sure I have it open so I can answer questions. And again, if you guys are watching on Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube, if you have questions, ask. Periodically, I will go and check the platform. Otis, my man, how you doing, bro? All right, so let me go ahead and share this. Hey, Otis, if you don't mind, man, and everybody else watching, please like and share the stream publicly, groups to people you think might enjoy the content. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared publicly, then we'll jump back into the calls, guys. Got to take care of business first, right? I'm letting you guys have all the meat and potatoes without doing any of my business stuff to make sure this comes back to me, right? Because the truth is, right now, I have some availability. If you're a realtor and you're looking to delegate your calls, this is what I do. So just pay attention to these calls and you'll get an idea of how I can help you in your business. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, actually, if you're curious, yeah, I mean, houses over there are going for about $770.
So we got to a point because he was a previous owner 14 years ago that he said he would consider buying it again.
4 right now.
I think we sold it for 780, so that's right after where it was at the.
Really?
He said that we sold it for 780. Cool, man. Enjoy that, Dad. That's awesome to see, Otis. It's one of the great things about being self-employed, because if you're a realtor, you're self-employed. I'm self-employed. We get to spend quality time with the family. I don't have children of my own, but Otis, he's a local realtor here in Sacramento. It's his daughter's birthday. That's awesome, man.
Really? So it went all the way up and all the way down, right back to where it was.
Yes. What agency do you work for? What company?
I'm with John Hart.
So Otis, to answer your question, so yeah, Ricky's anti-hiring somebody to call for you. That's okay, because Ricky's built his business on circle prospecting. Ricky's whole business, he built it, which is awesome because he's in a condominium area. Ricky Caruth, I'm talking about, does over 100 transactions every year, if not more, on his own as a single agent. Shout out Ricky. But he built his business cold calling, circle prospecting. But here's the thing. The great thing about his market is it's like a vacation type area. So meaning what that means is that basically a lot of the owners, they live up north. They're not locals, so they're absentee. Okay, absentee owners in a hot market are really easy listings, okay? Especially when you have a name like Ricky Caruth and you're doing a lot of transactions, right? So anyhow, yeah, he calls on his own. But here's the thing. It's true. It's hard to find a good, and I don't even use the word VA. It's ISA. VA, when I think VA, I think of somebody that you hire to handle some social media posts, kind of like a list of tasks. This is a very open box. This is very open-ended to where what I do and what a VA does is completely okay. So, and he's right. It's hard to find somebody who or a service, because there's big companies that I'm competing with. Shout out to Power ISA. Shout out to My Outdesk. Some of these companies out there, you have to be aware of your competition. They're converting, but the problem is you're right. The agent. Otis, you can probably answer this, man. Any service, right? Unless you get a return on your investment, and you may not be that type of agent, Otis. I don't think you probably are. But the thing is, a lot of realtors give a bad name to lead generation and appointment setting and services, because here's the truth. Once it gets handed off to them, a lot of them aren't able to convert, okay? So when I set appointments, not all of my appointments go to listings, okay? It is what it is. I think they should, but they don't all turn into listings. Basically, a lot of realtors just aren't great salespeople, okay? And so when they don't get a return on their investment, they're going to give they're going to blame. Okay, they're going to the leads weren't great, the VA not that great, right? But the reality is, 3 or 4 appointments a week. Who knows? Now, my service, I am not the Walmart version. I've been doing this for over 6 years on my own. And I've built up a reputation to be able to convert when it comes to expireds, circle prospecting, for sale by owners. And so when you hire me, I have a bare minimum. So as a realtor, you have to be doing at least 3 transactions a month for a year. So you have to be a realtor who's doing at least 36 transactions a year or more, or have a gross volume of a point where I need to see that you're converting, because I really only work with realtors who are killing it, who are able to, once I set up an appointment, put the listing appointment in front of them. Once I put a motivated seller in front of my clients, I need to make sure that they're able to convert. Okay, because I need to make sure that they're getting a return on their investment. I need to make sure that they're getting a return on their investment, because regardless, it's on me. They're paying me, so I need to do what I can to make sure that I'm handing them off, appointments that they can just knock out the park, right? So let's continue to listen. Now, again, this is a wrong number that I ended up converting into a purchase, I believe.
Okay. Well, my name is Sam. I work for HSBC Bank, and here I'm going to list with you. We have the best jumbo rate.
And now he's pitching me a jumbo loan.
Our product, our portfolios are great. Again, I'm sure you know them.
I'm going to have to fast forward this, but this guy's going after me now.
But if my better rate,
are the rates going up right now?
Rates have gone up a little, yes. But
so now I'm just playing with him, opening the conversation up, because here, look, we're 1 minute and 53 seconds into this conversation. Ends up being an 8-minute conversation. So let's find out what happens.
Yeah,
I'm getting called right now by Amerisave Mortgage.
Not for now, but in the future, you can call me if I can give you better rates, if I can give you better programs.
Sam sounds like a commercial, don't he?
That your house is better, I get the win-win. And also, on our portfolio side, we go higher on DTI. So through other lenders, your client may not qualify. With me, they will qualify.
Sam is straight pitching me. What he's trying to do is he's trying to get me to, if I was a realtor, to send loans to him. Why not?
If they don't have the income, I can always ask the utilization. We have a lot of work. Whatever, they have money in the bank, but they don't show a lot of income.
So you guys can get a little bit more.
So again, guys, this was a wrong number. Okay.
Is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, but it's still within our guidelines. But I may have so much to have a person right now.
Hey, Otis, I want to talk to you about the conversation you had with Ricky off of this live when you get a chance.
I couldn't do it. He's got 3 million sitting in his portfolio, in his savings account, but he doesn't show enough income. I can use that 3 million.
So now he's telling me a scenario with one of his clients that he's doing a loan for. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to see what happens here at the end. So that's 3 minutes in. Let's put it to 5:45.
All these homes are going to be on the market, and so everything's going to change. The prices are going to go down. It's going to become a buyer's market. More purchases. It's just going to change. What's going to happen?
Now we're just talking to talk. Really, I should have been off the phone already.
No, I said stop by my branch in Porter Ranch. I mean, the Vineyard. In the shopping center. Even though I have a copy right here.
Okay, so at this point, it's time to exit the conversation. Let's find a new one to listen to. All right, so here's a circle prospecting call. No, I'm not going to play that one. It's a little too short. Here we go.
I don't need to.
Hello.
Yeah. Kevin.
Hey, yeah, it's Jeremy with the Rob Jesse Realty Group. I was just giving you a quick call about.
This is when I was working with Rob Jesse. He's out in the Midwest. I forget where exactly. Give me a moment. It will come back to me.
Your neighbor's property that we have up for sale.
So you notice that I kind of have I changed my voice up a little bit. And I did that because they're in Roanoke, Virginia. It's kind of like a mountain town, a little hillbilly-ish. And unfortunately, I changed up my voice to kind of like match with how they talk. And I try not to do that, but sometimes I do that. So it is what it is.
Who would that be?
So you're over on Woods Ave, right?
Well, I've sold that house at least over a year ago.
Okay, well, our assistants must have just pulled some older information, but real quick, we have 626 Allison up for sale.
Okay.
It's at $159,950. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,300 square feet, so it's a little bit underpriced for the neighborhood.
Okay.
And
Don't they all know I'm going live? Sorry, man, I'm not bringing you into the live. Somebody, first off, I don't know who they are.
I'm just calling everybody in the neighborhood, even though you may not be there.
Again, we're doing a circle prospecting call.
And then more, I just wanted to let you know, just in case you know anybody who's looking to move to the area.
Okay. I mean, you're more than welcome to send me an email with property and everything.
So once again, I'm reviewing some of my previous calls that I made. This is to this is from my client back in Virginia. What we're going to do is we're going to be playing the calls and doing some play-by-play. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm calling around a listing that I created. So it's called circle prospecting. We do just listed calls. There's 3 opportunities to do circle prospecting. Okay. So open house, right? You can call everybody in the neighborhood a few days prior to the open house. Make sure they know about the open house. But here's the thing. Anytime you're circle prospecting, guys, a lot of people have it backwards. I'm gonna let you guys know a big secret. Most people have it backwards, okay? Thank you, I like you too. So when you're circle prospecting, yes, you do wanna discuss the property that you're calling about. Okay, as an example, let's say I'm a listing agent and I have 9365 Snowbird Way for sale, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull a list of all of the neighbors in that neighborhood, that street and the streets around it. You can use a neighborhood search tool and get all the names, get all the phone numbers. It's all public info, guys, okay? So what we're going to do then is we're going to put that into our dialer that we have, whether it's RedX, Mojo, whatever the dialer system is, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that we're dialing. That's what matters, okay? So what we're doing is circle prospecting. The thing is, though, we're not calling to let everybody know. We're not calling to get that home sold. Yes, if we find a buyer, great. But that's not the purpose of the call because remember, we're listing agents. Our focus is to get homes and put them up for sale so people can buy them, not work with buyers to buy property. Yes, of course, by default, we will work with some buyers, but that's not what we're marketing towards. We want to be geared towards people who want to come to us to help them list their home on the MLS and market it to sell. That's what we do. And that's what I teach you guys to do, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to call everybody in the neighborhood. As an example, ring, ring. Hi, John. I was just giving you a quick call because we have your property right down the street, 9365 for sale. You just pause, right? Just pause. They're like, oh, okay. You don't need to say anything else. Well, just giving you a quick call because it's listed for $295,000. I was wondering if you knew anybody looking to move to the neighborhood. Okay. You really don't care what the answer is either way. You're just trying to really get a little chuckle out of them, maybe a little smirk. Okay, you pause and you jump back in. Okay, fair enough. Well, with that being said, are you guys considering selling at any point? So at any point, are you considering selling at any point? Not right now, because you don't care if it's right now. You just want to open the conversation up. Are you considering selling at any point? Again, pause. let them speak. Okay. Most of them are going to be like, yeah, let's go ahead and list it for sale right now. Now, every now and then you're going to get somebody who says we're considering selling. And then you want to follow up with, well, if you were to sell, do you have a realtor that you would use? Simple, straightforward, and to the point. And if they don't, great. You want to create a relationship. Simple. Let's listen to the rest of the call.
Okay, what's the best email for you?
It's,
Fast forward that.
Are you familiar with Rob Jesse and the Jesse Realty Group?
So again, I call as an assistant. So now I'm going to discuss who the client, my client, and make sure he's aware of who he'll be working with.
Never even heard of that.
Well, Rob, he's real good, and I work for him. He's part of Realtor Realtors LLC. His company is called the Jesse Realty Group. And when I email you the property information, I'll be sure to put a link to the site, his website, so you can put a name to the site. Okay?
So I let him know, then I'm going to text him. I let him know, then I'm going to email him with our information so he can see who we are.
Stick to the name.
That'd be fine.
That'd be fine.
And what we can do, just to help you out there, and I'll connect you with Rob, and he can set you up on some property searches. So that way, you're getting updated with the areas, the parameters that you're looking for. And when you're ready, Rob would love to be able to help you.
That sounds like a plan.
So I'll do a couple of things here. One, when I get done, I'll talk to Rob. And then two, is it okay if I text you on this phone too?
Yeah, that's fine.
What's up, Too Deep? Didn't see you on YouTube.
And then I'll text you our contact, Rob and my contact, and then Rob's, I'll include his as well. And then I
do this on every call and every follow-up, every appointment. I want to make sure I'm creating the relationship, right? I want them to be prepared to what the next steps are, guys. You need to do this with your calls, okay? A lot of you guys, you're probably having great calls. A lot of you guys are probably even having good conversations. But a lot of you are probably wondering what happened to those people after that conversation, right? When they disappeared on you, when you followed up with them and they never spoke to you ever again. That's because, you guys, you didn't give them a reason to want to speak to you again. You didn't let them know what the game plan was of you following up, okay? You got to set the expectation. Otherwise, here's the thing. When you call these folks, it's going to be wasted efforts. You need to make sure you're setting it up. So, okay, if you're following up and you're talking on Friday, great. Make sure that they know that. Make sure they need to check their email because you're going to send them some stuff, right? You want them to check that email to sync that hook, right? So little things like that you need to add to what you're doing, and you'll notice some differences in your results. I'm guessing. I don't know. Let me know how it goes.
Follow up with an email with a link to the property information so you can look at that. And, I'll connect you with Rob so that way you guys can, so he can help you out with that and establish that relationship. That's what it's all about for us is relationships.
All right, let's go on the next call. Let's see here. All right, let's find a good one. I want to find one from like 2020, like around COVID. Mm-hmm.
Hello? Yes, Mr. Braun?
Yeah.
Mr. Braun, Jeremy from Retire Hathaway calling about the apartment that you're selling. Well, it's a mobile.
So, Mr. Braun is selling a mobile home in a very nice mobile home park.
I saw a unit in the apartment. I apologize.
Typically, we filter these out, but it's a for sale by owner, and so you can't really filter out property types.
Question about the mobile home. Do you own the land or is that rented?
So you want to know typically right away, guys, when you find out it's a mobile home, you want to know right away if it's the land that they own or if they have to pay a rental fee as well, because typically that's a difficult situation and we don't want to deal with it unless they own the land.
It's, rented from the park, a lot.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you working with agents if we had a buyer?
Well,
Straight to the point. Are you working with agents, real estate agents, if we had a buyer? So this is the approach. This is the soft approach. Okay, Mr. Seller, are you willing to work with a realtor if they brought you a buyer? Right? That means a real estate agent is going to come to them with a buyer ready to go. Simple question. And any for sale by owner seller, yes, they're selling their house. They're gonna talk to a buyer, right?
Here's the problem. So, I just got a call from another realtor like 10 minutes ago, but, I have a very popular.
And so I don't really care about that, and I don't want to go into that. And when he says, but I know that, and I noted that other realtors are talking to him, and he's not just talking to me. So it's because that's good for me to know, right?
First home and lot within this community because we have a lakefront lot with a 2-car garage and all that stuff.
So I'm just going to let him talk, right? You want to let for sale by owner sellers talk. You want to let them talk because they're going to give you all the information you need. They'll tell you every little detail, right? So be ready to be on the phone with them for a while because you're creating a relationship.
They notified all my neighbors that the house is available, right? And if they want to send, if they're interested or want to send a friend or family over, which they've already done, yes, I'll talk to them and then I'm gonna give them.
So he's letting me know that he first off, before he does too much marketing, he's gonna he let all the neighbors know that he'll give their friends and family first crack at the property.
A discount, right? Because the transfer title, all we gotta do is the HCD paperwork, right? And, through the title company. But bottom line is, because we bought a house in Florida and we're gonna close in June, so I have to have this house closed and money in my bank by the end of May, because we're leaving the end of May to have.
Guys, when you're making these calls and they're giving you this information, you need to be noting it, or you need to make sure that the platform that you're using is recording the call. Otherwise, there's so much information that you're going to miss, and you don't want to have him repeat himself too much.
Florida. Got it. So all my neighbors know that if I don't have a solid offer, cash offer by the end of sometime in the beginning of March, put it that way.
So we let everybody know that he's not going to do anything until March, giving everybody in the community the opportunity to get first crack at it so that we can keep it in the circle before he takes it outside of the circle.
Then I'm going to list it, and I've already talked with Joe Gonzalez from Selling Placerville.
I don't care about that. I just keep going.
About listing the house. Yeah, then I'll go through the normal. So right now, I put on Zillow. That's probably where you saw.
So you kind of you have to let them run the show. The for sale by owner seller is in charge. Okay. With this type, okay, there's some that desperately need help and they aren't as prepared as Mr. Braun was. He had experience doing it before. Some folks really are clueless when it comes to the for sale by owner, and not that you're disrespecting them, but they need help. They don't understand all that's involved with the paperwork and the marketing and dealing with buyers and everything, negotiations. There's a lot that realtors do to earn that 3%, to earn that 7%. Some realtors, they probably just throw it on the MLS. I agree. But everybody that I work with in top performing realtors that are consistent, they're investing $500 to $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 on listings, guys. Marketing, drones, stuff like that. Like, money gets invested. Otis, for example, average, how much do you invest in a listing? Maybe not in a market like this, but on average.
You saw the ad, right? So when we list it, it's going to list for $250. But for right now, I'm telling my neighbors that they got friends or family, because there's like a waiting list to get into this place. I will sell it for $225 in my pocket, and the buyer has to pay the closing. So, and then I have one buyer that they never bought a mobile home before. You know, this is where a realtor comes in, that they said, well, they would feel more comfortable if they dealt with a realtor. I said, that's fine, you can hire a realtor, but that expense is on you, right? Or it's not coming out of my $225, because that's as low as I'm going.
You need 225, you need 225 net.
That's correct.
So now I know the bare minimum that he needs.
So that's
So in my mind, I'm calculating 6% on top of that, right? So let's go ahead and do that together. Anybody who's quick to the draw, 225, 6% of that. Any guesses? 13,500, right?
When we list it, if no one takes me up on the 225 offer, I've already got 2 people interested. One person wants to come by tomorrow. We're going to possibly fill out an agreement, but it's contingent upon the sale of their house. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so if I list it in March and a realtor wants a 5% commission, then there's room in there, right? So.
I hear you.
Yeah.
If you probably won't even get to that, you're probably going to sell this thing. But let's just say you get to that point and you're going to do that. Would you consider interviewing other realtors to hear a different strategy?
Yes.
That's what we want to know. If the property doesn't sell and you don't get the 225 and you opted to go ahead and interview and list, prior to listing, will you interview us? Right? That's all you need to know.
Because I already did interview a second realtor. I interviewed Gonzalez, and he told me what the strategy was prior to me going to Florida, my wife and I, and putting money down to build a house in Florida. Then when I came back, I thought, yes, I'm going to interview another realtor, because she is very familiar with the park and has sold a lot of homes in here. But I wasn't quite happy with her strategy. So
Okay.
I probably won't use her. But it's so to answer your question, it's up in the air.
In my mind, guys, here's the thing. It's only 225. It's funny because some of these people either are selling their $100,000, $200,000 property. They care, and they're so much more vested than the people with $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. I won't go there.
Yeah, So because my thing is I have to close by the end of May.
He has to close by the end of May.
So
Okay.
So if someone's got buyers out there, then I'll talk to anybody.
So let me make sure I understand this.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I understand what you told me, so we're on the same page. Okay.
Right.
You guys are getting to Florida one way or another coming up here. And right now, if we had a buyer, you talk to us. If you can't get sold by a certain period of time, you're going to list either with Gonzalez or whoever you decide to list with. Bottom line,
Recap everything. Let them know that you're listening, right?
you need 2.25 from this so you can get down to Florida.
Yes, because I owe them. I have to write them a big check in June. So
Where
we
we
close on
area?
in Ocala, Florida.
Yeah.
Is that a Delaware?
I got family all over there.
Yeah. So that's the strategy. So the thing was, to be honest with you, I could have listed. See, here's what my thing was. I was a big time IT manager.
I'm going to fast forward just a little bit, guys, but because it's a 14-minute call, okay?
Was driving. And that house was, like I said, it was 300 square feet smaller, and it needed a lot of work, and it cooked.
By the way, if anybody watching this has a good, I need a software or a website to be able to convert MP3 to MP4. For a while, there was a free site that allowed me to do it, but it's encrypted now and it's not really working that well. So I need to be able to convert these MP3s to video format so I can post them on YouTube. If anybody can help, let me know.
Absolutely fair. Are you sure you wanted a freezer in your past life?
No, I just want to get to 225 and get down to Florida, so. I got it. Gonzalez, yeah, so that's why, see, Gonzalez told me when I met with him and, before I went to Florida, because I wanted to know what I was working with. He's pretty savvy, but, he said, yeah, there's no reason we couldn't list this for 259, and, we probably get a lot of people, and maybe, you know, we step down to 255, right? And then when I got back, I interviewed this, other realtor, and it was a little weird because she had a house that was listed here, 254.5. Yes, it was updated. It had an updated kitchen. Mine is semi-updated, right? It still has a lot of the original cabinets and stuff in it, but it's all been spruced up, you know, with either plastering the walls or painting or what, right? And I have features that these other houses don't have. I just had solar installed. I got a generator transfer switch installed.
Sorry, guys. Keeps pausing because.
You know, things like that. And I got a good sized 2-car garage. So she was trying to tell me the mistake was, as I told, so, but it's Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Okay, so this ended up being a nurture. For a while, my client followed up, and then he ended up listing it with the other agent. It is what it is. It happens. My job is to put it on the plate. My job as the ISA is to give it to my client and let them do what they need to do from there. Okay? Yes, I do get paid on the deals as well, so it was a little disappointing, but it is what it is. We just keep dialing. We just keep working, and we just push through it. So on to the next. Pull some more up here, guys. Give me a moment.
Hello?
Good morning. I was calling to speak with the owner of 4420 Richard Drive.
Espérame, espérame. A ver.
Hello?
Good morning. I was calling about your property on Richard Drive. This is Jeremy Marquez with John Hart Real Estate.
Yes, sir.
Clear into the point, right? Clear into the point.
Like you guys had it listed, but took it off the.
Just clear the point. You know, let them know who you are, why you're calling, and let's have a conversation.
Market last week. I was calling to see if you still wanted to sell it.
Yeah, we are going to set it up, but I'm going to have to
You're not the owner?
So he tells me we're going to go with a different agent, and then he tells me I'm not the owner. Just keep listening.
Yeah, I'm the owner of the property, but I took it off the market because I hired the listing agent for the property, so I'm going in a different direction.
He took it off the market because he fired his agent. But here's the
I
thing.
see. Well, I work for him.
Like, I already know all this information. I'm just letting him talk because that's what we need to do. If he's willing to open up and give us information, even if we already have it, we listen. We take it in, right?
John Hart Real Estate, Carl Marquez, my team lead. He's the top luxury and commercial realtor on the team. And I was just calling, sir, just to set up a time for you to talk to him this week, so you can hear what he would do differently and make a decision from there.
Okay. Well, I already I have my agent.
So this is the second or third time he's mentioned the new realtor. Okay, I'm listening to him, but I'm just seeing where we can go with it. See if we can create a lead. See if he will give us an opportunity to at least meet. Because here's the thing, my clients that I work with, once they get face to face, once they're given that opportunity, they're probably going to get the listing. And I have that confidence. So that's what I try to do is just do what I can to be able to get my clients face to face or on a Zoom call, right?
It's starting a listed, but maybe in the future, I have more properties that I'm gonna be getting from. I mean, if you guys have anything around the market that you have stuff like that, like either properties.
You said like this one, I've already pretty much given this listing to somebody else, but I have other properties.
Did you already sign an agreement for the property, Richard?
No, I haven't, but it's like a verbal agreement, so I'm gonna go with them either way. I worked with them before on other properties, so I'm
Okay. So this is the third, fourth time, but now we're going to dive into it. Now we're about it, right? Let's address it. Let's see if he'll give us an opportunity as well.
familiar with their work and we have a good relationship. But if you guys have anything like around the area that, or anything that, you guys want to shoot me out, I'll gladly like fix it and then,
He sounds like he's in the business. He talks well. I bet you he's a loan officer or an investor or,
Well, what are you looking to buy?
So basically he's telling me that he's also looking to buy. So I need to listen to that. So I changed the gears, and instead of talking about the property that we were talking about, now I'm asking him, okay, so what properties are you looking to buy? So I'm looking for price point, value, things like that. I need to know. So I'm changing the gears. Let's listen.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for distressed properties like in like zip codes like 90016, 18, obviously 32, like around the LA area, anytime.
Well, he just gave me everything. He told me everything he's looking for and the price point, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to let him know about properties that come up that meet that criteria because he's going to buy.
For price point?
Price point under the million.
Anything under $1 million, he's buying.
1 million and lower. What's the best email for you?
Yeah, Guzman, Alex.
Can't play that for you guys. You're not going to get his email.
980 and you're Alex Guzman?
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the info. When do you expect Richard to be active again?
It's going to be active by Thursday, I would say.
Okay, so this week.
Yeah, I just had some issues with agents. I mean, they couldn't perform on the property. They said they got me an offer, but I never saw the offer. And, we're going back and forth. There was a new, I never met those agents before, but we made a deal like I bought the property from them, and then I gave them my word that I was going to list it. But I gave them 45 days, and they couldn't perform, so I had to obviously it's costing me money, so I have to, go a different direction.
Right, I hear you.
Yeah.
Who's gonna?
He definitely knows what he's doing, right? And I just looked up the property that we're calling about, and it's actually under contract right now.
Give me a listing agent on that now.
It's a friend of mine. I work.
Okay. Yeah. So that's his buddy that he was talking about. I'm looking at the listing right now, and it's okay.
With them before they're called.
It's about to close right now for $940,000. Nice. We didn't get it, but just to tell you, right? It all starts with dials, guys. It all starts with dials. So what we've been doing for the last half an hour, 45 minutes is doing call review. We've reviewed 3 calls, okay? Different examples. We had a wrong number that I converted into a lead, ended up being a contact for my client because the guy does loans as well. We had a circle prospecting call. The circle prospecting call ended up being a purchase lead because the previous owner is considering buying it. We had Guzman. Guzman ends up being an investor who's going to be buying anything under $1 million. And so, guys, that was 45 minutes or so of work that was put in there. And during that time, we actually generated, a couple of transactions. And so what we're going to do here if you're watching the playback, please put in the comments if you guys enjoyed this style. I'm going to continue doing this. I have thousands of calls that I can play over and over and critique. Okay. If you guys are a realtor, if you have a team, if you're looking to get some help with your calling, my training program, this is what we do. So your calls, I'm going to listen to them. Also, we're going to do like a Zoom room where you're making calls and I'm in the room and we're talking about it in between calls, kind of coaching you along, right? One-on-one training. We'll work on script work. We'll have accountability where I'm requiring you to have a certain amount of dials on a daily basis. Things that I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to train you to do what I do daily, okay? And show you how to get the results that I've been getting from my clients for yourself, though, okay? Now, if you're a realtor that's out there and you're already smashing it and you're killing it, right? But you need some help to get more listings, right? I am available for in the Eastern and Central Standard Time Zone. Okay, so Florida, New York, Midwest, Texas. If you guys want some information on that, shoot me a message. We can hop on the calendar, hop on a call. Pretty simple process and system. My goal with what we're doing here is to get you guys in front of as many motivated sellers as I can. Okay, whether that's me calling for you or helping you with your own calling and just getting better at that. All right, I'm Jeremy Marquez with jmarqeting. This is Power Prospecting, and also what we call the U Close. Have a good day, guys.